Okay, good day, and you're welcome to the day 13 of the Holiday Bootcamp for Toddler Parents with Chioma Okoli. I am the founder of the Expectant Parent Academy, and I am super excited to have you in today's discussion. If this is your first time listening in, or you've been looking at the other days where you're yet to subscribe to the channel, kindly hit the subscription button and the notification bell too, so that you'll be notified in subsequent days when we'll drop content for parents. So this channel is dedicated to expectant parents and parent of toddlers. That's basically what we discuss here. We give you the knowledge, we give you the skills, we teach you the skills to work with and raise exceptional children, even from the toddler age. Okay, so we started this boot camp. It's been a 3-week series. This is the third week. Today is day 13, so we have day 14 and 15 to come to the end. I hope if you've not been able to listen to the other days, you would really want to quickly go back and listen in from day one and see what it is we aim to achieve and how far we've come. So today we'll be talking about a very important thing that we need to teach our children within this holiday period. One of the soft and silent thing that you should really teach your child or your children at home, because nobody's really going to teach them that. Yeah, that's the truth. The school system is not specifically designed to teach those in detail, so in a detailed manner that your child knows, this is something this is the name of this and this is why I should do this, and he or she is followed up to see that they display that at home and everywhere they find themselves. So this is important. So what exactly is this we are going to be talking about? I'll tell you, it's courage. Children are naturally born courageous. Yes. Within the early months of a child's upbringing, let's say before the age of 2, the child is daring, fear is not in their dictionary, they don't understand harm, they don't understand fear, they don't understand limitations. They just see something and they want to go for it. Oftentimes when children start becoming afraid, it's because something has happened. Number one, they've been exposed repeatedly to things that has caused them fear. Talk about screens, talk about movies, talk about TV programs like wrestling, talk about shooting and all of those gory sites that sometimes we allow our children watch. Okay? Or the person in their environment has constantly been using things of fear in instructing, or things that are capable of eliciting fear in giving them instructions. Many of us here, you want your child to do something, your child is opposing or objecting to that, and then you decide to say, I'll call Ojiji for you, Ojiji is coming, or something like that. Or we construct something fearful and we constantly use that on the children or on our children just to get their cooperation. Today I'm asking you to stop and change that strategy. Okay. The findings have discovered that there are 2 things that human beings are born naturally with. There are 2 things, just 2, that you can refer to as natural phobia for every human. Number 1 is fear of loud noise, and number 2 is fear of heights. think it's height, but I know loud sound is there, and then height, yes. So there is really no reason why we want to invent phobias in our children that they weren't they weren't born with, just because you want to prove a point, just because you want them to cooperate with you or to perform your instruction at the moment. We are filled with adults who encounter things in their space that is not right. They can actually speak out in a respectful manner. They can actually be assertive and bring an end to that thing that is happening or that is affecting them or the other people in the environment. But they would rather choose not to because they are afraid. They are afraid of the unknown. They are afraid people will laugh at them. They are afraid the oppressor will not pay attention. They are afraid of everything except the fear of not doing the right thing. I mean, it's so common that you should understand what it is that I'm talking about. Probably you've been in these situations yourself. Me, I found myself in those situations several times. I'm one of those people whose parents demonized leading. My parents really made it was like a sing song in my house. They made it look like once you're a class prefect, you are a target by everyone. People want to harm you. People want to make sure you're not intelligent again, and all of that. So they made leadership a demon in our heart. They made it something to be afraid of. The few times I took up leadership positions in my primary and early secondary school was out of defiance. I just wanted to prove them wrong. But even in my trying to prove them wrong, I still had this part of me that was scared and was, looking out for things that would look like what they said is coming to play and stuff like that. It really doesn't make sense. And years later, I discovered that, that was wrong. That wasn't fair on me. Okay? So, you want to instruct your children on something, please do it, but don't bring in fear. Whatever words you want to say it, go ahead and say them, but ensure that fear is not part of those words you're using, because you are not, at the end of the day, that child will still take effort to do away with those fears you've instilled. Personally, I have this morbid fear for snakes. Yes, I understand that snakes are not anybody's friend, stuff like that. But when I say a morbid fear, I have a morbid fear for snakes. How did it come about? When I was much younger, I think I should be 6-7 years then, my elder brother, he should be a teenager then. Yeah, he was in his teenage age. He was in his teenage years. So there was this movie I've tried to explain it to a few persons and they feel the movie is Anaconda. Me, I don't want to check YouTube and know if it is really Anaconda, because I hated what I saw there. It's been traumatizing me all my life, and I really do not want to take a second look at that movie. So, but about 2 persons have mentioned that story to feel it's the name of the movie is Anaconda. So let's hope it's Anaconda. But it's a movie about 2 persons who were swimming in a river, kind of, and then a snake came in and was pursuing them. They ran out of the river that they were swimming. The snake continued chasing them around and all of that. They tried everything they could to kill the snake, and they couldn't. That fear for snake translated into so many things. In fact, there are a lot of things that I find it difficult to do up until today because of that movie. I'm still making conscious effort to undo the fear. It's been years, but I'm still working hard to do away with the fear. Now, I've given you 2 instances about me on how fear was fear about the first was my father, my parents instilling fear of being a leader in me, and then the other was a movie instilling the fear for snakes in me. It was just recently I started going to farms. I'm starting to put together a garden with my children. We take out time, go there, and do one or two things, see how things are growing from earth and all of that. It's just recently that I summoned the courage to do that. Before now, when I visit home, my parents know that you don't send me to the farm, it no go work. Because I have this idea that there are at least 2 snakes in every farm you ask me to enter. Yes, it's that bad. And before I lie down to sleep in a room, especially a room I'm going into for the first time, I will look under the bed to point, even if it's at night, point, touch everywhere. Just be sure that there is no snake waiting for me somewhere. It's that bad. And so presently, when I see parents who speak to their children in the language of fear, it's I don't know, it irritates me. Like, I get angry literally at those parents or adults. You can teach a child whatever you want to teach him or her without fear. And courage is the absence of fear. People who act out of courage are people who, even though they are afraid, the cause that they are into or the cause that they are working towards has greater value than the fear they are entertaining, and so they lunge forward and they go ahead to accomplish what it is they want to accomplish. That's the mindset you really want to raise your toddlers with. Recently, I noticed that my son, if he sees ants, he will not kill it. He'll be running away and be calling me to come and kill it. But the sister will just march forward, lift her leg, and march it. The only thing is that the sister may not be as fast as my son should have been if he wanted to kill it. So sometimes she misses it and goes about chasing it. Tiny, tiny ants. And my guy cannot kill it. They come outside, they see, okay, this is the period where we have Ako. If you're not Igbo, I'm sorry, I don't know what it is called in English. So, if you listen to this video, I know what, I think Ako is termites, right? But termites, they have, how is it? Termites move as a group. I think there is the queen bee, there is the king, there is the soldier, there is, so I don't know which one it is that is Ako, the one that will eat. But at least I've given you, if you're not an Igbo, I've given you an idea of what Ako is. Alright, I hope it's clear enough. But please, if you see this video and you know what Ako is called in English, kindly do us a favor and drop the name in the comment section. Alright, so nights that there was Ako around, they'll come out in the morning and you see those ones that are now featherless crawling on the floor. He will see it and he will start panicking, looking for somebody to kill it. So I was like, no, this is not the boy that will defend himself and his household when he becomes a husband and a father tomorrow. So we need to work on it. We started discussing courage. And just that day, there was an ant around him. He killed it and then came and told me, used tissue to pick it and came and showed me. I was like, yes, that is it. You're becoming courageous. This is what I'm talking about. I'm proud of you that you're courageous enough to kill the ants. The next time he saw small cockroach, he ran to bring broom to kill it. Before he could come, the cockroach had disappeared. And then he came and told me what he did and all of that. But he's picking up. He's learning the language of courage, and that's important. So if you're listening to me and you're still in the shoes of those who say, I'll call Ojuju for you, Ojuju is outside, then you finish telling the child that Ojuju is outside. Tomorrow you tell the child to go to the same outside that is Ojuju and pick something for you. It doesn't work. Or you say that is Ojuju in the kitchen or in the bedroom, and then the child wants to wee the next minute. You tell the child to go to the bathroom to go and wee, or to go and get the pot so that he or she will wee. The same bedroom we just finished saying a few minutes ago that there is Ojuju in there. The joke is on you now, right? So I want to believe you understand the point I'm trying to make. Raise your children with courage, do it with fear. Several places in the scriptures, God is actively, loudly telling us not to be afraid. Fear nothing. Do not be afraid. I am with you at every point in your journey. Do not be afraid. Do not. He said it in the Old Testament and in the New Testament. So I really do not understand why you want to raise your children in this 21st century with fear. Please replace those fear with courageous instructions. All right. So thank you so much for tuning in to Day 13. I remain Choma Okoli, and thank you so much for joining me. Do have an amazing